Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Friday, April 8th, 2016. Traders coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Bright blue sunny skies, white sandy beaches, and hot. And it's currently about 7:20 a.m. my time, so it is quite warm for that early in the morning. But looks like it's going to be another beautiful hot day. Traders have a lot to talk about today. We have 6 currency charts to look at. Some very interesting stuff happened yesterday on the charts, and that was a good thing. Looks like most of our trade plans worked yesterday, so hopefully you all made some pips. So we have a lot to talk about, some news, some commentary, and then we're going to wrap up our week for the market opening preview series. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. All right, traders, let's get started. Let me introduce myself to you with me and my new photograph just put out this week. Yes, that's me fresh. It's less than 7 days ago. Well, I think today is 7 days I have this photo. And yes, my name is William Gilday, and that is me. Traders, I started trading in the year 2006, and I think was a little bit skinnier then. And in 2008, I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, after I retired 9 days later, I came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday to celebrate my 27-year career. And, well, traders, it's 8 years later. And next week, I will start my 9th year here in Thailand and absolutely loving every minute of it. I love living in Asia, the food, the people. I live in a resort town. I live right outside the resort town, which is really exciting. So if I want to go in and see the madness, I can do that. And if I want to stay quiet and just hang out at the pool and don't have anybody bother me, I can just stay where I live. And if I want to go to the beach, it's a 5-minute walk right to the beach. So everything's beautiful. Absolutely great. So how do I trade? Well, one, I listen to fundamentals all day. I pay for a news feed. Fundamentals are very important. You don't have to trade them. You don't have to trade the news, but you need to be aware of the news. And to tell you the truth, I don't understand all of them either. That's been quite a task to learn and understand what they mean. So, over time, I'm getting better and better and better. But putting my fundamentals in with my trades really does benefit you. I'm a technician, though. I love charts. I like looking at price action, price value, price structure, support, resistance, Fibonacci levels. Levels are so important in price action, right? If a level's been hit so many times, do you think you're going to get hit again? Of course, we're going to get it. So we need to be alert to that. And, I don't know. I used to put indicators on my charts, and I stopped doing it in the last couple of weeks, even though I do still will throw up my harmonics indicator on my Forex trading. However, my options trading, I do use Ikimoku indicator on that one. So I do trade Forex and I do trade options in the New York session. So yes, it's quite a long day for me, basically starting at about 5:30, 6 in the morning, and I end at about 11 at night. No, I do not sit in front of my computer that whole time, my friends. I do have a life, and with an iPad and an iPhone, I can follow my trades. I do not initiate my trades on the run. I need to be on my main computer to make sure I am at the right time, at the right spot, and I have all my screens up and running. So I do enter my trades at my desk. Then I go out, and all I got to do is monitor it. And if you do it that way, and I always say this: trade smart, right, and not hard. So just line everything up, right? Golden rules of Forex. We're going to sell at resistance and we're going to buy at support. If you're in the middle of Forex junk, which I'm going to show you, don't trade it. Folks, you don't have to trade every day. You can. There's 41 pairs out there that most platforms provide you with. There's plenty of pairs to trade. You can trade. You can find a trade. However, if you only look at 5 or 6 or 8, just work on your 8 pairs that you look at. I have 8 pairs that I look at. Doesn't mean I vary off to other ones, but I basically look at 8 pairs on a regular basis. So that just gives you a little bit of how I trade. Went a little bit long today. It's a Friday, and not much happening in Asia today. Do have some stuff coming out later. All right, let's get our legal stuff out of the way. This is our risk disclaimer. Keep the lawyers happy. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex market. Traders, most importantly, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. If you're trading your rent money or your car payment, please go to a demo account. And again, you can get that at our site at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. Traders, I just want to let you know that this video is for educational purposes only. Do not trade my trade plan. If my trade plan matches your trade plan, well, that's a good thing. And then you can trade it. But don't just follow my trade plans. They don't work all the time, and they never will, right? If I get 51% of my trades correctly, I will make money, right? And I don't use the M word very much in my videos, but if you can get 51%, or you got to get some losers, but if you can get 51%, you're doing really well, right? All right, let's jump over here to news and commentary today. And let's see what we have here. And of course, every time I need it, it decides to turn off. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at how the U.S. session did. It doesn't look like it did too well. The Dow 30 was negative 0.98%. The S&P 500 was negative 1.20%. The NASDAQ was negative 1.47%, with the small cap 2000 negative 1.17%. There are issues on Wall Street. I'll get into that in just a second. However, the Eurozone did no better, all in red. The DAX, negative 0.98%. The FTSE 100, negative 0.40%. The CAC 40 out of Paris is negative 0.90%. The Eurostoxx 50 is negative 1.46%. All red in the Eurozone. Let's head on over to Asia. Some of our countries are not open yet. They don't open for another 45, 50 minutes. However, the Nikkei 225 is open, and it is negative 1.68%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is also negative 1.25%. The China 850 closed yesterday negative 1.20%. They're not open yet. And the Hang Seng also closed yesterday positive 0.29%. They are not open today. However, our good friends in Seoul on the Kospi is open, and they are currently trading negative 0.93%. Let's take a look at our economic calendar today. Not a lot of high impact news events, a lot of medium impact news events. Starting an hour before the markets open, we have German trade balance. We'll go over just some of these really quick. There's not a lot. The Swissy has CPI month-on-month medium impact. We have the pound has trade balance, and the pound's high impact data. The only one in the London session is manufacturing production month-on-month. Comes out today, 90 minutes after the market opens, and that is in the London session. The Great British Pound has high impact data. They also have, like I said, trade balance, non-EU, industrial production, all medium impact numbers. And it goes on from there. In Canada, just before our New York session, they have unemployment change, which is a high impact news event, and we expect some market movement there. That's going to be very interesting with what's going on around the globe with oil. So it'll be interesting to watch Canada's data today. They also have housing starts today, so we'll keep an eye on that. And that wraps up our week. Nothing in New York. Nothing in New York. New York session is pretty slow on a Friday. That's good news. That's a good reason to leave your computer early on a Friday. So if you're trading New York session, it's going to be slow for you unless somebody comes out and says something wild, and that could always happen. Commentary for today was yesterday was a pretty wild day. Wasn't expecting what I saw when I got up early this morning and opened up my charts. However, there was some price action and there was some price movement. The yen is hitting its record level of 108. It's approaching the 108 level. And we're still waiting to see what is the BOJ going to do. I think I know yesterday I said, and it was in print, so that's why I said it. Abby said that there was no intervention needed and coming. Kuroda said we have other tools in the toolbox to take care of the FX issues. So away we go. I noticed that none of them are on the calendar today to speak. I think that's the first time in 4 trading days that nobody from the BOJ is talking. That's a miracle. All right, I'm already 10 minutes in. I haven't gotten to a chart yet. Let's hit it. Here's the charts. This is the euro dollar. Okay, you remember I talked about Forex junk? Well, my friends, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Take a look at the daily pivot point, that magenta line there with D pivot. That's a daily pivot point. Look left of the chart. Absolutely Forex junk, right? Up, down, all around, no consistency, typically in a range. Our trade plan would have worked fine yesterday if we didn't get that big blue candle to the upside and we just took our entry and we would have had a nice trade. But unfortunately, that's not the way it worked. So if you got in it, probably got stopped out. And if you re-entered it, you did make it to our take profit level. So that was a little tricky yesterday on the euro dollar. I think and I was not in it. The secret to this was getting out when you saw the trade go bad. Like, don't wait for the 20 pip stop to hit. When you see two candles that are giving you higher lows and you look and you're going short, maybe you need to get out and think of a re-entry and just take your 5 or 7 pip hit and try again later, because this thing ended up going up 100 pips yesterday and then came all the way back down. So, just keeping that in mind. That's the first. Well, it's not the first time, but it's been a while since I've seen the euro, other than news, jump at 100 pips in a trading day. But there's a lot of Forex junk here. So the trade plan is really simple. You see I have a trend line on the chart. I want to wait for a bearish candlestick formation. I'm 99% sure I wouldn't take this trade until London open. Why? Because it's going to go sideways, and it's probably going to hug this trend line. So I'd love to get in at 1.1370, and I don't have a take profit, but of course the S2 reversal pivot, which is not on this slide, unfortunately, it's right below it. I should have shrunk it down, but I'm looking for the S2 to take my profit, which is equal to, it's just below the S1, and that's at 1325. So that's where I'm looking to take it. So it's not a huge trade, depending on where you get in. The nice part is, if you get to the take profit zone, we have a wide open space, and this can continue to drop. Maybe we can get to 1280, 1275 on a Friday. Could happen. That would be interesting to see. All right, let's take a look at our pound dollar. Pound dollar trade worked yesterday. Took some time, but it did come down. It did work, and worked very nicely. We're bearish, as you all know, so we're just waiting for this. I'd like to see this pull back. It did pull back yesterday. It gave us a nice pullback. Let's see if we can get this today. Let's get this up to 1.4076, and we'll get out at 1.3980 at the S2 reversal pivot point. There's not a lot of Forex junk on this. We have one area that is of concern, and that is going to be about the 4035 area, 4025. 25 area, right at the S1 pivot. If you look left of the chart, there is a little bit of price action there. I don't think it's going to be an issue. Not enough to cause any bounces. I think we'll go right through it. So, yeah, we'd like to see this come down. This is a perfect opportunity to sell the pound. Absolutely. Okay, trade of the day yesterday was, believe it or not, the Aussie dollar. What a trade this was. Traders, I hope somebody caught some of these pips. Wow. This was absolutely awesome yesterday, and I was not in it. But this just fell off the cliff, down the waterfall it went, and gave you a lot of pips. I did put a new fib on here, and no, it's not backwards. The reason I have the fib the way it is because I'm selling this, right? And I want my 161.8 fib on my chart, right? And so it's not unpopularly placed on my chart. Somebody sent me an email, said, you don't know how to put fibs on your charts. No. It's a reverse fib because I'm selling price. So I want it reversed. I want my levels down. I want to see what's going on down, not up, right? Okay, so what are we looking for? Looking for a pullback to the 0.7538 level. We'll sell it and we'll get out at 0.7497. Easy trade plan. It's about 43 pip, 45 pip trade. If it continues, let it run. If not, get out. It's a Friday. Be careful. People are going to be doing that position squaring, taking profit, all that good stuff. Euro Aussie. This is our controversy trade of the day. Please be careful with this one. This, my friends, is bearish as my bias for this trading pair is. However, this is a counter trend trade. This is a counter trend trade. Why? Because I'm buying it, right? I want to sell it, but I'm buying it because I think we're going to get a bounce at the daily pivot point, and the 55 EMA is right below it. And folks, if you take a look at that 55 EMA and go across the chart left, prices reacted to it every time it touches it. So I'm looking for the bounce here, and we're going to take this back up to where we are now. So we want to enter this at 1.5106. We'll get out at 1.5189. Folks, that's a 70 pip trade if this works. And I think there's a good chance it could work. But again, remember, this is a counter trend trade. Why did I do that? Well, take a look at some things here. We have EMAs. The green line is 200, the blue line is 55, the little brown line is 10. And the separation and angle of these EMAs are huge. This is only a 30-minute chart, my friends. This is pointing to the upside. This does not say to me, hey, I want to sell and I want to go down. This is saying I'm looking for a level to bounce off of and I want to head back up again. And the moving averages, even though they're lagging, they're telling a story. And the story is, this does not tell me we're ready to go down. This tells me we need to go up. And that's why I picked that trade. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Yen. Believe it or not, our trade plan worked yesterday on the Euro Yen. It was a small trade, but it did work. I'm still real cautious on what's going on. Like I said, the dollar yen has hit the 108 price level, so the yen is getting stronger. I'm expecting the BOJ to do something at some point, whether it's today, Monday, or Tuesday. It's going to happen. They're going to jump in there and they're going to hit us, right? So what do I want to do? Of course, I want to sell the Euro Yen. I do not want to buy the Euro Yen. Our moving averages are on top, and everything's pointing to the downside. We're at a great spot right now. I would take this before London if I got the candlestick formation I'm looking for. I would definitely take this. And I do think we can get below the 122.64 area. But however, that would probably be my first place I would scale out. I would take some of my position off the table. So we want to get in at 123.75. We'll get out at 122.64. I'll scale it, leave something on the table, and let this thing continue to run to the downside and just monitor it through the day. Okay, and our last pair of the day is the New Zealand dollar. Another pair that I would never have thought would have worked yesterday. Absolutely worked fine. It did hit our take profit area. We're in a great spot right now to sell this. We're going to sell this to the 161.8, which is the S2, also the S2 reversal pivot point, and that's at 0.6709. We're going to get in this at 0.6794. Be patient with this. Let price come up. See if we can get this up. Now, I'm not saying we have to wait, 6 hours till London open. However, I am saying let's hope this jumps up a little bit. We could take this trade here if we had a bearish candlestick formation that would let us get our entry, but not now, not in this. This is weak, sideways, all these indecision candles. So we needed to give us some strength behind there and let that airline tires hit the pavement, and then we can take off or land, whatever you want to do. But we definitely need some price action, and we can get in it. And again, I don't think we need to wait for London open. All right, traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me this week, and also today being Friday, the 8th of April, 2016. Traders, have a great trading day, and be careful. Okay? Be careful on Friday. Always remember to trade smart and not hard, traders, and we will catch you after our weekend break for next week's Asia session, and of course, the market opening preview. Traders, take care. Have a great day. Sorry we went over about 4 minutes today. We're almost at 20 minutes today. Had a lot to talk about. Okay, traders, have a great weekend. See you next time. Happy pipping. See you later. Bye-bye.